Right, we'll go live in a minute. Well, less than a minute. 10 seconds, hopefully. So I'll stick this in here. Oops. Cool. So then,
Mm-hmm.
shall we?
Yeah, what are we doing now? We're doing now, right?
Yeah, sure. Camera's rolling, but it doesn't matter. Just do what we were going to do.
So there's a lot of sorts to find, quality. So I'm doing a bit more, a bit manual. So use LinkedIn first. How you can use it? Like with Indeed and other jobs websites. So basically, I'm finding. Yeah.
That's
So
me.
we.
Yeah, we're doing the outreach, then sales process, then client onboarding process. But first, we're doing outreach on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
Good. Keep going, B. It's very good.
So for example, we doing. So we find like marketing, companies. Sorry, not marketing company who look like who's looking for marketing executives for their companies. So the way I'm going to do it is like I search for the keywords marketing executive for marketing manager or any similar positions, and then I'm going to go into the company. Basically, I'm going kind of a bit from the role and then find the company because they are actively, looking for applicants. So they may need help, to find the most suitable or most high qualified candidates. And that also there's some jobs they are kind of like if you see it, they kind of reposted it, and they reposting it several times. So it means they may have, I think they may have some difficulties finding the candidates. So that's how I'm gonna go
Good
down
idea.
the route.
Good
That one.
idea.
So I'm just trying to find. So for example, this one, looking for a senior marketing operation executive. It's a company, and actually there's a hiring team.
That's a
You can
LinkedIn
reach out.
contact, is it?
LinkedIn contact. Yeah. So I'm trying to find a bit more.
I think that's probably the
Yeah.
best way of doing it.
Yeah.
But they do say that so you shouldn't reach out to people who are already looking for jobs because they're already in the process and la da da da. But at this
Mhm.
stage, we're just trying to connect anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't mind adding connections, even if it's not going to lead to business. That's fine.
Yeah. So like getting the relationship going, isn't it?
I'd say it's going to be a long process for us, I think.
Mm.
But it can be a quicker process, but we're just not in a massive rush for it, and
Yeah.
we're just trying to try it out for now. So
Yeah.
I like that.
So for me right now, I'm basically trying to get from LinkedIn into a more like try to get personal contacts, email or like phone number. So that's why I have to go a bit like research their website, look through, see if
Yeah, get the
see
direct
yeah
contact.
direct contacts. Anyone working for the company right now, so you can reach out, especially like head of growth, marketing, things like that, customer success. Um,
Good.
yeah. So of course, you can do the same process with Indeed, Glassdoor, Total Jobs, any kind of like job website. So that's one thing.
Good.
The second thing we can do, so of course we heard about this. There's like Hunter.io, so then we can find emails of those companies. I think.
So this is kind of enriching the leads.
Yeah, everything will be
So
like verify.
if we got a contact, then we could put them through this process.
Yeah.
Cool. To verify and
Their email addresses, and if that email address is active or not. So I think Hunter.io is quite popular. A lot of like outreach specialists these days.
yeah, yeah.
So that's why we gonna use it.
Good. Good.
Yeah. So that's like the whole process can take quite a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
You have to really have to verify that person if they are very suitable to reach out. So yeah, we're gonna just we are going to test phase like the first week to see how it goes with all the leads that we accumulated. And Conor mentions like, do you think like cold calling is the best strategies in it to reach out and
Yeah, if we had the contacts phone numbers, it'd be really good.
mm-hmm.
But even if we just have to go through the like ringing the normal numbers and going through the gatekeepers, trying to get the contacts
Mm-hmm.
deeper details, that's a good process as well. But it just takes
Yeah.
more time and it's more frustrating. It's
Mm-hmm.
more so if you have the actual numbers, it's not as bad. But even then,
Yeah.
you have to ace the conversation, do you? So you have to do well on the phone call. But yeah, going through gatekeepers is even more frustrating because they're going to turn you down most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, if we're talking about, so we've got basically in our outreach process, we've got emails, direct messaging,
Mm-hmm.
or phone. Basically, that's obviously you can do one-to-one networking and business events. They're good idea, but we're not got anything right now. So we haven't got any networking events coming up in the next month. So then it comes to outreach. So we can do the phone calls. That's the best method, but it can be frustrating. And also, how do you get the contacts? Yeah, you can scrape them, but then you have to enrich them and find the right contact. And then so phone calls is the best way, but it's not necessarily the easiest way. So then you've got stuff like DMs is a good way, like V was just showing on LinkedIn. It's a great way. And like if you find like that contact looks like, I think that's a good contact. I think there's no reason why these shouldn't
Yeah.
at least say no, we're not interested right now, or at least then you've made the contact. That's like the basic I'd expect.
Yeah.
And then
So
you might get a more positive response. You might even get a real contact. And then same with email. Emails probably not as successful as the DMs, but it's easier to find email addresses and it's easier to send out email addresses. So the least pain is in the emailing. It's just the least successful as well.
yeah, I mean, I think email is like very professional and people are still using it anyway. So there's still high chance that
Exactly.
they're gonna open the email and if they find it like, interesting, then they're gonna reach out to it. So like, there's a couple, like you said, I think DM is quite effective. And there's a couple of people reaching out to me, like send me a list of candidates.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
show the
just
people.
somewhere,
Yeah,
but yeah, send me a list of candidates, and they also send through a video of each of the candidate to me. So it's quite interesting how how it's like a different kind of methods to outreach to people. Like you said, you can have DM, you can have email, phone call, and messages and stuff like that. So we're gonna try like combination of everything. We would like to know which one was the best for our niche.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And it is trial and error and
Yeah.
finding the right, um, targets. I mean, so what we found last time is when I did it, it was better if I reached out to financial professionals because I knew about the industry, so it was easy to kind of get that rapport with them within a 2 minute conversation. So if you're cold calling, obviously it's really difficult. You can have your script, you can have your, what you want to present,
Yeah.
but even then, even if you do that, what's going to make them actually want to talk to you? What's going to make them even listen to the message you have? So I found that talking to them about finance was a good way of starting the convo because it just turned into another business chat with them. It felt like you already knew them,
Yeah.
and then they would listen to what you were actually trying to present to them.
Mm.
So that worked quite well. So that's it, finding the right niche for you, what
Yeah.
experience you have, people you have better rapport with. Some industries are harder than others, some industries are easier than others. So playing with that as well. So we're looking at maybe doing marketing jobs because that's a lot of our candidates are marketing candidates. But the clients are going to go for kind of like finance companies who, the marketing within finance companies. So I can talk to the finance CEOs or people like that on that level and then say, well, we've got this solution for you if you're interested with your marketing or your recruitment. So it'll be interesting to see how it all goes. Cold calls will be interesting. We're not doing any today just to burst the bubble, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So at the moment we're in the planning phase. We're going to do some emails and some DMs today.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what we're talking about. It's less painful. It's like cold calling, I don't mind. We were kind of saying we might get an appointment setter for the business who does the harder work, producing the contact info, and then I can, well, literally appointment setting. So they might do the initial contact and then line up some phone calls so we can close. Me and V can speak to close the phone calls. because it's quite painful doing the outreach,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it is.
We've kind of said if we do an hour a day of the outreach would be great. You can get some business done off from that. But then we want an appointment setter working on it 5 hours a day kind of thing would be great. And that would be quite a good little thing. We'd have, a good day's work
Yeah,
getting done on the
exactly.
outreach. So, but we don't really want to spend all our time doing outreach, do we?
Yeah,
It's time consuming.
it's time consuming. It's quite a repetitive task. So of course, like yeah, we would be happy to do it like 1 hour a day, just get it off the ground.
Yeah,
But we have to like think about long term solution to this, and having a outreach specialist would be an answer to a lot of questions.
exactly.
Like they said, saving time and getting the contacts going. So yeah,
That's
uh,
it. 'Cause we've done it before and we're coming back to it now. For
yeah,
the first time in a little while, actually. We haven't done it this year yet. But we used to do a bit of recruitment. So it's nice to get back to it.
yeah.
It's the same old hard work, isn't it?
Hard work, yeah,
Yeah.
always be hard work now.
So,
I mean, the AI make it a bit easier now with
yeah,
all the tools, and you can automate a lot of stuff. But it's all come down to I think it's like how we can really verify, the very high quality contacts. That's more important, isn't it? To kind
yeah,
of like respond back to you. There's no use having a list of cold contacts and
that don't work.
and
Yeah.
don't work. So
So you need to find the right contacts.
the right contact.
Cool. Shall we start now, or what's the plan?
Yep.
Cool.
Basically, that what I'm going to do.
Cool.
Going through all the companies in the
Or we
that
might
list.
just start doing it for a minute or two for the camera, and then
Yeah.
we'll see what we do with it after that. Awesome. So we've got sales process, client onboarding as well. If you can continue in, I'll just talk about this to the camera for a minute. So sales process is interesting. You need to develop, well, just say, we're going to develop a pitch deck. So basically, we'll outreach to the client, or our appointment setter will outreach to the clients via email or DM, or maybe they'll call them. They'll set up another appointment with us to go through the sales process, but we obviously don't say that to the client. We just explain. We'll go through in more detail on a second call. And on the second call, it would be me and V, or me or V, going through our sales process to them. So basically presenting the product. And yeah, so the more detailed and thorough your sales processes or your pitch deck is, basically. You don't need to talk their head off. A lot of it is talking to the client, listening to them. So a lot of the sales process is listening to the client. What's their pain points? What do they need help with? And then it's kind of finding a solution for the problem. You might already have it in your pitch deck, or you might make it on the fly a bit. Because if they say, "Oh, we don't want to hire more people," or blah, blah, then you might go, "Okay, well, we've got these outsourcing, or we can eliminate some of your work, or delegate it to different methods, or of course automate it," and that's AI. So that's a great tool we've got these days if you can help people out with their workload. So you might do that, but yeah, basically listen to the client, ascertain their full pain points, and then provide a solution. And the pitch deck will help you to navigate the sales process, basically, but also impresses the client. Because if you don't you don't need a pitch deck. I've sold without a pitch deck, and not everybody uses pitch decks, but the pitch deck just provides you with a bit of assurance that you can always move through the call methodically. You're not going to miss anything, and you'll get used to your method, get used to your way of presenting as well. So you get used to your sales pitch, basically. But also it's impressive to the client. They see the visuals, they understand it more, they can read the screen. Yeah, it's more impressive, looks more professional. Of course, get your graphic designing done, or your Canva and your marketing done. So that's basically it. So that's sales process. And client onboarding would be the next. So that'd be once you get them to pay during the call, hopefully, might not pay during the call, but hopefully they do. Then you go to the next call, will be client onboarding. So your third interaction with the client will be client onboarding. This is the most important interaction you'll have with the client. And it's not that difficult to have a good experience. So it's basically giving the client more than they expect. Hopefully you've got a really good product, so sharing that product with them, hopefully that really inspires them and makes them feel confident in your competency. And yeah, that's the client onboarding calls. Go through your product and explain it and show them how to use it if they need to use it. Or if you're using it, you explain the process that you'll be doing. And that's it, just do a bit of extra service. So Samsung, one of the biggest companies in the world, obviously, like they pride themselves on their interaction with the client. So they provide great customer service. If there's any problems, they try and solve those problems. They've done that traditionally in Korea for generations, and now they're doing it on the global scale. So you can build a whole company on simple things done well. That's one of the philosophies we have: do simple things really well. So it doesn't have to be. We've looked at all the AI tools. I get my head stuck in a bit of trying to find the fancy AI tools, and they're good and they're getting better, and they definitely don't take your eye off it. But ultimately, you just need to do simple things well to get off the ground, and then you can look at scaling and automating, getting rid of pain points you might have with the successful business. So that's how it all kind of comes together. At this point, I'd turn my screen on and do a bit of work, but I might just ask for you, how are you getting on?
So just a bit of like demonstrations. So this is a list and all the information that I would like to get from contact. So for example, I'm looking at this company and then the job posted. This one, the job board or source I can get it from. This guy to know, it's kind of know where I get it from. They posted. Because like sometimes the company may just like repost the job several times. It may signal they're having some difficulties, finding the right candidate. So I think it's quite important.
So finding like a pain point.
The pain point. Yeah, this is contact person. So for example, I found 2 people from this company. I think that may
Rob and Rachel.
Rachel,
Cool.
HR talent, head for marketing.
Cool.
I would like to, I would need to dive deeper into finding the email, their email or like phone number or something.
Yeah, it
more
could be
personal.
quite easy, couldn't it?
Yeah.
And this is what you're good at. So if he's basically worked out that she's got the detail, excuse me, it's hiccuping. She's found the details, and then she can jump onto the company and actually find the actual person's probably direct extension or email, because we might not want to call them just yet, but we might.
Mm-hmm.
It depends how we feel about it.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
That's how it's going to start it. So it will be
Good.
a long.
And you found that from LinkedIn?
Yeah, it's basic from LinkedIn's
Good.
Initially. So I may find a bit deeper into these people.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's how it all started. So bear with me.
Keep going. Yeah. Next one. And that's it. I should wrap up my computer and do some now. I'm considering upgrading the camera so we can get a good chat about all this, because my mind's starting to actually work now. So might as well try and use it. Oops, knocking over the tripod. And we're using microphones. This is the first for Conor Tez's channel. And I tried to make the live horizontal, which now looks like it's done it. But I don't know, maybe it hasn't. But whatever. It didn't seem to work. But we'll check if that works next time I'm on. And at the moment we're in Hanoi, we're just at V's parents visiting from Sydney. And we're on our way back to UK for a bit, which has given us the impetus to do this business, really, because we're like, okay, let's work on some of our UK contacts.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. We did it, probably the last time was about November last year. And we've let it go cold because we've been just working with the students. But it's like we were saying earlier, I don't know if it's on this video, it might be on the other one, but she was saying that like our clients, our students, it makes sense for us to develop our recruitment agency anyway. So having a recruitment agency will help our students. So that's it. That's why we're developing advanced acquisition.
Welcome any collaborations?
Yeah. Anyone who wants to work with us, more than happy to do commission shares, etc. So good. Anyone who's interested. As you can see, it's quite boring. But it's a good way of working for yourself and making money for yourself.
It's anything is easy. Nobody's going to do it.
Well, that's it. But that's because I always say it's easy, but it's wrong. It's not easy. It's simple,
Yeah.
but it's not easy because you've got to do a lot of stuff. But that's it. If you kind of collab with us, for example, it's easier because we've already got the platform, we've got the business set up, all that stuff. We've got the website, we've got the graphic design, so everything's ready. You just jump in and start working for us. We're happy to go 50-50. Um, we're not bothered about money really. It's more just growing, and we're providing really good service to loads and loads of students, and that's what it's about, helping people. And it's a bit of a vocation, really. Obviously, we are business minded. This is a multi-million-dollar business model, so that's where it goes. Really, as an individual, you can easily make 100K a year. So as a 360 recruiter, something to think about, and you can travel the world. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that little live video. I know it's a bit of a random one. It started a bit slowly, but it's our first one really. So hope you enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Cool.